Chests in Clash Royale have been around since the beginning. They are one of the primary sources of cards, gold, and magic items in Clash Royale, and are the backbone of the game's economy. But have you ever wondered how far they've come? What's changed? Do you remember when we had Super Mega Ultra Lightning chests?
I've got a Super Mega Ultra Lightning chest.
Or what about getting more than one legendary in a chest? Were chests ever overpowered or broken? This video is a dive into the history of Clash Royale's chests. Chests have been available since the game soft launched in early 2016. When the game launched, only 6 chests were available. These were the wooden chest, the silver chest, the golden chest, the magical chest, the free chest, and the crown chest. Legendary chests were not available when the game launched simply because legendaries did not exist at this time. At the time, the magical chest was considered to be the best chest in the game. What a time to be playing. There were a few changes here and there, such as changing how much gold you got from a chest, but nothing major for around a month. At the end of February in 2016, Supercell released 2 new chests, the Super Magical Chest and the Giant Chest. Alongside these, the Ice Wizard and the Princess were released, which were the first legendaries in Clash Royale. The hype around this release was absolutely crazy. I remember watching YouTubers such as Molt and Nickatnyte during this time open these chests because I knew that I would never be able to get one. The addition of these chests changed the game forever. Just to get an idea, this is what opening a Super Magical Chest looked like in 2016, and this is what a Giant Chest opening looked like. However, in July of that year, perhaps the greatest and the most overpowered chest in Clash Royale history was released, the number 1 tournament chest. The one I'm talking about is the top 1 15,000 card chest, which had the chance to get multiple legendaries and hundreds of thousands of gold, and took weeks to unlock. This chest was easily the greatest chest in Clash Royale history, but only a very small percentage of players were able to obtain it. This is what opening one of these chests looked like. I remember videos of people like OJ showcasing the opening of the chest. To win this chest specifically, you needed to place first in massive tournaments that had hundreds of players. Even second place prizes in these tournaments had chests of 10,000 cards. Overall, the tournament chest was one of the greatest chests in Clash Royale history. In September of 2016, Supercell added the Epic and Legendary chests. Epic chests dropped around 10 to 15 epics, and legendary chests dropped a single legendary. Because they were relatively cheap and dropped legendaries, which were much rarer than they are today, legendary chests became one of the best chests in Clash Royale. If someone just wanted legendaries, it was much cheaper to buy this 500 gem chest than buy a bunch of super magical chests, which costed over 4,000 gems each. In December of 2016, the clan chest was added to the game. This unique chest could be unlocked by the contribution of your clan members in multiplayer battles to get crowns. This allowed people who had a school clan to just grind out a clan chest and get really good rewards for a little bit of contribution. I remember when me and my friends at school made a clan and we just grinded out our clan chests every 2 weeks. And personally, I feel like the old clan chest system was so much better than the new clan wars system. In my opinion, the chests released in 2016 were the greatest chests in Clash Royale history, and they have been nerfed almost every year since that. In January of 2017, clan chests were reworked. When I was playing at the time, I couldn't tell if this was a buff or a nerf. Essentially, Supercell halved every aspect of it. As an example, the last tier of clan chest previously required 3,250 crowns, but now it needed 1,600 crowns. But because of this, they reduced the rewards you get from 3,150 gold to 1,620 gold, and it went from giving 525 cards to 270 cards. They also increased how often the clan chest event would occur, from every second Monday to every Monday. I guess it did balance it out, but it wasn't as impressive to speedrun it anymore. In March of 2017, Clash Royale announced leagues, a new way to play for players above 4,000 trophies. Alongside this release, Supercell announced a unique chest that had never been seen before, called the Draft Chest, which allowed you to choose what card you wanted from 2 choices. This chest was also unique for every league you were in. If you're interested in specific chances, I'll link a video about it in the description. But essentially, from Masters 3 onwards, you were guaranteed a legendary, and even up to Ultimate Champion, it was possible to get more than one legendary in a draft chest. And even for people who didn't grind that much and finished in Challenger 1 or 2, this chest was almost twice as good as a magical chest for Challenger leagues. This chest was a really good addition to the game because now skillful players who didn't want to spend thousands of gems on a super magical chest could play on the new league system and win a chest that was honestly better than the super magical chest for free. This was also the first time that you could draft or choose a card from a selection of cards. For players at the time, this chest was absolutely amazing. You could now also play 2v2s, and in June of that year, it was announced that you could get crown chests from 2v2 battles. In June of 2017, some chests received their first real nerf. The amount of gold you got in giant chests was decreased by 63%, and the amount of cards by 13%, but increased the guaranteed rare cards by 75%. This nerf really hurt the giant chest because it was so much more valuable to get gold than rare cards, and reducing the amount of cards also hurt players because magic items didn't exist, so getting a large amount of cards from chests was the only way to progress. It also increased the amount of gold in magical chests by 43%, and the amount of gold in super magical chests by 29%. Although this was a good buff for the super magical and magical chest, to get one of these chests compared to the giant chest was much rarer or expensive, and so it was kind of a weird change. This update also changed the starting chests, decreasing the time to open some chests like the wooden chests and changing the chest cycle. Also, to celebrate the release of Brawl Stars, a big box was available in the shop temporarily, which granted 2 trade tokens of each type. Overall, this rework was decent, but the nerf to the giant chest was kind of weird. In October of 2017, the free wooden chest was replaced with quests, which allowed players to complete challenges to get a different chest. This update was actually really good, because players could now get harder to unlock chests if you were free to play, such as the magical chest and the super magical chest. I still remember when I grinded quests to get my first ever legendary chest, but updates to chests didn't stop there. In December of 2017, perhaps one of the game's greatest updates launched, the Electrifying update, releasing new arenas and new cards. But in terms of chests, this update released the Lightning chest, the Fortune chest, the King's chest, and the Legendary King's chest. The Lightning chest released a new feature that we never saw before in chests, which was the ability to strike cards that were not preferred and get a new card. This was a good change, because before this it was not possible to change what card you could choose in a chest. The Fortune chest was personally the worst chest released in this update. It was just so expensive and not worth it, but its unique feature was you could see what cards were most likely to be in the chest. The King's chest and Legendary King's chest were similar to the magical and super magical chest, except it was like a draft chest in the sense that you could choose what cards you wanted. I really liked these chests when they released, even though I could never buy them, because it allowed people to choose. However, the fact that the Lightning, Fortune, and King's and Legendary King's chests replaced the giant, magical, and super magical chests in the shop made me kind of sad, since the Fortune chest was a downgrade from the magical chest, which was the best value for free to play at this point of the game, and the super magical chest was much better than the new Legendary King's chest, but the cost of the King's chest was much lower. In April of 2018, the Clan War update released. This update added Clan War chests. The introduction of War chests meant that Clan chests and Clan Battle chests were removed, which was kind of sad since Clan chests were super fun to speedrun and play with friends. But Clan Wars was a good update. The best chest that could have been won from War was similar stats to a super magical chest. Later in the year, some chests were reworked. Silver chests got buffed to have 50% more gold, 20% more cards in total, and 60% more rare cards. Golden chests also got buffed, increasing the gold received by 2 times, but the total cards received were decreased by 20%, but rare cards were doubled. Crown chests got a slight buff to gold, with an increase of 60% gold received, but the total cards was decreased by 20%, and rare and epic cards were decreased by 33%. Magical chests also had their gold increased by 7%, but their total cards were decreased by 33%, but had double the chance to get epics. Giant chests by far received the biggest buff, with the new chests now having 3 times as much gold as they did before. War chests also had their gold increased by 2 times. Overall, this update was good and bad, allowing people who had a lot of cards to max more cards, but hurt people who had less cards but lots of gold. In December of 2018, super magical chests were changed to mega lightning chests, which meant they were the exact same stats as the super magical chest, but they now had the ability that the lightning chests had to strike cards that the player didn't want. Considering that the super magical chests were one of the rarest chests in the game at this point, this update didn't really do much, but it was still a good change. 2019 was a pretty bland year for chests, with the biggest update being that crown chests were now available in the Pass Royale tiers alongside the release of the Pass Royale. Not that much changed for free-to-play players like me, since we just grinded crowns anyways. We never got extra rewards like emotes and stuff. I don't actually know when Supercell added the lightning strikes option for Pass Royale players, since I never noticed it until looking at old screenshots, but there were chests of each card rarity that had lightning strikes at different Pass Royale tiers, exclusive to Pass Royale players. A smaller update was that party mode would now award chests as well. In 2020, there were no new major changes to chests, with the only minor change being that free chests were now removed in the new Clan Wars 2 update. In March of 2021, one of the biggest updates in Clash Royale history took place, where magic items were introduced. I'll be honest, I took a break from Clash Royale from the release of Clan Wars 2 to the end of 2021, so all this information I cannot give an opinion on myself, but the addition of the magic items was well received by the community. Chests could now contain magic items such as wild cards, which could be used to level up any card. The lightning card chests from Pass Royale was also removed from Pass Royale tiers and replaced with wild cards. Books of cards now existed, which spiked player progression. In June of 2021, gold gold crates were added to the game. These were chests that only contained gold. This was a good addition to the game, as gold for a lot of players was now a struggle, as they had a lot of wild cards but no gold to upgrade their cards. The 3 types of gold crates were released were the gold crates, which contained up to 2,000 gold at max level, plentiful gold crates, which contained up to 5,000 gold at max level, and overflowing gold crates, which contained up to 12,500 gold at max level. In October of 2021, a new rarity was added to the game for the first time in 5 years, the Champions. Alongside this release, new types of chests were added to the game, the Royal Wild Chest and the Level Up Chests. The Royal Wild Chests contain wild cards of each rarity, and for players at the new level cap, level 14, it was guaranteed a champion. Level Up Chests progressively got better as you leveled up to higher levels, and for the level 14 Level Up Chest, a champion was guaranteed. This was also the first time that the Clash Royale event took place. I honestly feel a bit bad for missing 2021's Clash Royale updates, since they were pretty good, and when I got back into the game, seeing all these new features and levels got me excited for the state of the game. Updates to chests in 2022 were not huge, with the first half of the year being minor bug fixes such as chest cycles and different chests for different arenas and levels. However, in October of 2022, a new type of chest was released, the Champion Chest. Champion chests allowed players to get a single champion, much like the legendary chests grants 1 legendary. On top of this, all Royal Wild chests gave champion cards regardless of what king level people were. The issue with some players not receiving legendary cards from legendary chests was also fixed. It seemed like for years this issue just could not be fixed, and people complained that they used to get non-legendary cards in legendary chests, which has never happened to me, but it must have been really funny. So far in 2023, no new updates have come to chests, and I doubt that we will get any updates in 2023, simply because chests already make up a sizable chunk of the player base's economy, and buffing or nerfing it would just cause an imbalance in the game's economy. However, any new types of chests are welcome to Clash Royale. Looking at Clash Royale's chests is like looking at the game's entire history. Chests are and always have been one of Clash Royale's essential features, and the path that chests have taken to where they are today is certainly interesting to see. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching and let me know what I should do next.